One of the only coherent philosophical positions is revolt. It is a constant confrontation between man and his obscurity. It is not aspiration, for it is devoid of hope. We cannot influence fate. We will all die and our individual beings will be obliterated. But we have a choice in how we live. A living man can be enslaved and reduced to the historic condition of an object. But if he dies in refusing to be enslaved, he reaffirms the existence of another kind of human nature. The corporate elite does not argue that the current system is just or good because it cannot. But it has convinced the majority of citizens that there is no alternative. But we are not slaves. We have a choice. We have the moral capacity to refuse to be either a victim or an executioner. We have the moral capacity to say no, to refuse to cooperate. Any boycott or demonstration, any occupation or sit-in, any strike, any act of obstruction or sabotage, any refusal to pay taxes, any fast, any popular movement, and any act of civil disobedience ignites the soul of the rebel and exposes the dead hand of authority. But we can no longer seek to reform a broken system. Let the empire collapse. Sometimes we must die to be reborn, and if it's broken, break it in half. We can march in Copenhagen. We can join the International Day of Climate Action and its worldwide climate protests. We can compost in our backyards and hang our laundry out to dry. We can write letters to our elected officials. We can vote for Obama and chant, "Yes, we can." But the corporate power elite is no longer concerned with our aspirations. Real changes for society do not and cannot start at the top where the power elites reside. Those who hold power will not act with the urgency required to protect human life and the ecosystem. Decisions about the fate of the planet and human civilization are in the hands of moral and intellectual ogres. These political and corporate masters are driven by a craven desire to accumulate wealth at the expense of human life. The leaders of these corporations now determine our fate. They are not endowed with human decency or compassion, yet their lobbyists make the laws. Their public relation firms craft the propaganda and trivia pumped out through systems of mass communication. Their money determines elections. Their greed turns workers into global serfs and our planet into a wasteland. As climate change advances, we will face a choice between obeying the rules put in place by these corporations and rebellion. Those who work human beings to death in overcrowded factories in China and turn the Gulf of Mexico into a dead zone are the enemy. They serve systems of death. We cannot appeal to their better nature. They have none. We will either defy the corporate elite, which will mean civil disobedience, a rejection of traditional politics for a new radicalism, and the systematic breaking of laws, or see ourselves consumed. The future, if we obey, will be wrested from us. Acts of resistance are moral acts. They take place because people of conscience understand the moral rather than the practical imperative of rebellion. They should be carried out not because they are effective, but because they are right. Those who begin these acts are always a few, but no act of resistance is useless, whether it is refusing to pay taxes, fighting for a Tobin tax, revoking a corporate charter, holding global internet votes, or using Twitter to catalyze a chain reaction of refusal against the capitalist machine. The internet has been the latest technological instrument of control, but technology is morally neutral. It serves the interests of those who control it, and those who control it today are destroying journalism, culture, and art, while they herd the population into clans that fuel isolation, self-delusion, intolerance, and hatred. We must trust that resistance is worthwhile. The media, the arts, scholarship, and political and social movements must become conduits for unvarnished moral outrage and passion. We must defy systems and even laws that permit corporations to strangle our culture, but they will hate us for it. All who speak in a moral voice, one tied to facts rather than illusions, will become freaks. culture, once it no longer values truth and beauty, condemns its most creative and moral people to poverty and obscurity. And this is our destiny. The corporate elite will label us the enemy. They will condemn the rebel as impractical. They will dismiss the stance as counterproductive. They will chastise the rebel for being angry. They will use the hypocritical language of compromise, generosity, and understanding to argue that we must accept and work with the current systems of power. But the rebel is not concerned with self-promotion or public opinion. The rebel knows that, as Augustine wrote, hope has two beautiful daughters, anger and courage. Anger at the way things are, and the courage to change them. This defiance, this capacity to say no, is what mass culture and mass propaganda seeks to eradicate. As long as we are willing to defy these forces, we have a chance, if not for ourselves, then at least for those who follow. Acts of rebellion permit us to be free and independent human beings. But rebellion is not the same as revolution. Revolution works towards the establishment of a new power structure, and we cannot repeat the mistake of revolution. Rebellion is about perpetual revolt and permanent alienation from power, and it is only in a state of rebellion that we can hold fast to moral imperatives that prevent a descent into tyranny